I love alcohol.
The cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
It makes you feel good. It tastes great. And if you drink enough of it, you can end up on cops. So naturally, some of my favorite songs deal with drinking until you can't feel feelings anymore. And not just in heavy metal. Over the years, I've grown a real appreciation for ska and Irish rock bands for their ability to turn a party into a great drinking atmosphere. But when I want to drink, there's only one band that I turn to. All their best songs are about drinking, with the exception of the traditional sounding ones. And they even have a violin player to make it sound more joyful and full of life. That band is Dropkick Murphy, but Korpiklaani's a close second.
Let's drink some alcohol tonight.
And now an incredibly brief history of Korpiklaani. Originally formed under the name Shaman under the concept of performing folk music of shamani duo, this folk metal band... excuse me, sorry to interrupt, but they've said they don't like to be called a folk metal band, they prefer pagan metal. You can keep going. Like I was saying, this pagan metal band has been creating music since 1999 and influenced by the sounds of bands such as Finnish and incorporating real folk instruments as opposed to synthesizers. According to singer Jani Ravela, Korpiklaani's music can be summed up as old people's music with heavy metal guitars. That's pretty much it. Now, I've said before that Iron Maiden is my favorite band of all time, but I will say this, Korpiklaani's the one I've enjoyed listening to the most. All their songs are just fun, they're full of life, they're really enjoyable, and I've shown them to people who don't like heavy metal, and even they've liked the band. A lot of this band's history is just plain soaked in alcohol, so for the remainder of this review, so will my liver. So expect the honesty to flow and the words to slur. By the way, I know that I'm drinking the cheap stuff, I'm poor, so excuse the fact that I'm not drinking beer. So without any further ado, let's check out Korpiklaani's newest release, Manala. Here's hoping it's folksy. Done and done. I love the yoiking from this guy. That's how you pronounce it, right? Yoiking? Anyway, this is a singing style I am honestly not that familiar with. I don't really know how to define it properly. Yoiking is a traditional singing style of the Sami people and is one of the longest living musical traditions of Europe. It's a form of singing, usually in a cappella, that contains short lyrics, if any at all. Each specific yoik is meant to represent a person or place, and many Asian forms of the art include mimicking sounds found in nature. That's better. By the way, if I mispronounce something, for example, I'm pretty sure the band's name is actually pronounced Korpiklaani, I do apologize. I don't know much about the Finnish language. I took high school French, for God's sake. So please, correct me in the comments, but just don't be a dick about it. This is a great opening track, and it makes me think that I'm in for a lot of that with this album. This is good, I guess. It's a little bland, oddly paced, but it's okay. Alright, enough sugarcoating. This song really rubs me the wrong way. I don't like the way the instruments are arranged, and with a lineup like Korpiklaani, there is no reason for a song to be this uninteresting. I mean, when's the last time an electric violin in a rock band ever led them astray? Anything! Oh my god, yellow card! Oh my god, kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Hey, sexy lady! Op, 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 Gangnam Style! Hey, we actually have a video for this one. I guess that's what happens when I wait a month after the album comes out to do these videos. You, got any more words for me, or? I'm not editing this, by the way. This is actually how long they focus on this one word. And just analyzing this song on its own, never really goes anywhere. I would have liked it better if the first track had been the single. I really don't like this. It's annoying and it's repetitive, and I mean, what were they doing in there? I mean, I don't know much about blacksmithing, but I'd imagine that if the sword is ready and able to be used, that the smoke would have dissipated by now. What were they doing in that barn? Okay, man, don't get mad, but I kind of turned your sword into a bong. Have fun in the woods. Ishine. Kinda wish I knew what they were saying. Oh crap, somebody actually listened to me. For those of you who don't know, I mentioned this in my Sabaton review for Riff Mag. Don't worry, a lot of people didn't see it, it wasn't that funny. But in the first couple of minutes, I did mention that Sabaton, for their last album, did release a bonus disc that had all the songs in English. And I'll admit this is a totally selfish, asshole-ish American thing to say, that I want this album that's in another language to be put out in English as well.
How come I have to choose a language on the ATM machine? It's bullshit.
But there is a little bit of extra, you have to admit, in being able to understand what the hell people are saying. So, with that in mind, he's saying... Steel to strike the enemies. This is Korpiklaani. Korpiklaani doesn't sing about fighting people. They sing about fighting bears, drinking, polkas, crap like that. What the hell are they doing singing about battles? Wait a minute, I really like that first track. What did that mean in English?
Glory, 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 there is no dying without glory.
Oh my god. It's a concept album. Sorry, it's my concept album alarm. I had it installed last week. If it's not a concept album, they just take it very seriously. Only one of these songs is actually anything fun, and it's a polka. I kind of expect it to be fun. But here's the thing. They really take away from the folk aspects when they become heavier. They do this by just eliminating the violins and focusing solely on the guitars. And to me, that really, really limits the sound, and a lot of these songs sound empty. There have been angry songs in their arsenal in the past, but these just feel like everything's missing. Now, let's just keep going. Jesus, he's still going! No, not getting roped into that again. Okay, this track is pretty good. I think besides the opening track, it's the only one I genuinely enjoy listening to, but I know this is gonna have some really horrible English translation, like eating babies in the presence of the goat devil or some crap like that. Off to the hut! Holy crap! Old Korpiklaani! I'm reminded of old Korpiklaani! But it's the closest to a topical resurgence I've seen from these guys. I mean, it's about hunting, for God's sakes. It's serious, but it's fun. It reminds me of everything I've always loved about Korpiklaani. I'm still pronouncing the name of the band in 3-syllable words right. I'm not drinking enough. But yeah, the rest of the album is kind of into this pattern. For every decent, but not groundbreaking song, there's a boring, repetitive, really limited on the folk element song. And luckily, because of the English version, I can actually understand what he's saying. So let's see some of those song titles. At the Huts in the Underworld. I don't listen to this band to get a feeling of dread and morbid lyrics. Even the guy on their album covers, I believe his name is Yari. Look at this! He's in hell fighting a demon swan! What the hell is wrong with it? Alright, that's actually kind of funny if you think about it. But seriously, what the hell were they thinking? Even the album is called Manala. It's the Finnish word for the underworld. That's okay, because right now, it's time to get to my favorite part of the album, the obligatory song about booze. Alright, let's see the title tracks here. Predator's Saliva? Dismal? Soil of the Corpse? Seriously, this isn't an Ensiferum album? What am I looking at? There isn't a single song about alcohol? Why do they think I'm drinking right now? Because I have a serious problem? That's only half the reason, damn it! Korpiklaani's been one of my favorite bands to drink to for years, and I tested this, obviously. And only 2 of these songs are worth getting schlockered to. And I understand the reason why they're doing this. They're trying to evoke a really serious, somber tone for this album. and it seems really out of place for this band. I'm really sorry. A couple of songs here and there have been serious, but an entire album that's just downright depressing is really, really out of place. It's like if Municipal Waste started singing songs about going to AA meetings, or if Guar started singing songs about the World Wildlife Fund. It just seems out of place. On the plus side, we did get to hear a hurdy-gurdy. I didn't hear it for any part of the album. It was mostly in the background, but screw it, it's enough to make the counter. So without any further ado, here's the good...
I have to pee!
20 minutes later.
I needed that. Anyway, here's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Don't worry, I washed my hands. For the good, I will say that this album does show a lot more diversity than the other installments. The yoiking isn't just for effect, and by the way, I did pronounce that right. And the standout sections for this album are the traditionals as opposed to the newer ones. The only newer one I actually like is Kunya. And while I'm not exactly thrilled at the direction they've decided to go in, because I have the tendency to think that when fun bands go serious, it sounds horrible. Psycho Stick. I will say that it shows that they're capable of putting out more than one type of sound, and I can honestly say that no songs on this album sound the same, which I guess is a good thing. For the bad, besides the fact that it's boring as hell, all in all, it just seems rushed, and mostly because it is. See, Korpiklaani has one of the most admirably quick schedules for recording I've ever heard, putting out an album every year and a half or less, and it's been that way since Turboscanto, my favorite album. But the thing is that while that means that you will get more material by them at one given time, it means that they have less time to tool around with it in the studio, and to be perfectly honest, I'd like to see them put more effort into it, especially when you consider that this year will be the third time I've seen them live in concert, and I've been listening to them for 4 years. See, the thing is, they have an extensive touring schedule, and that means that they'll put out maybe 2 or 3 months of material worth into an album. Maybe they should just take a year off from touring, put an entire year's worth of experience and fooling around into a new album so it sounds fresh. And now for the ugly. Screw this. I'm not letting this die. I can't believe there's not a song about alcohol on this album. Look, I know a lot of people think their stuff gets too gimmicky after a while, because they always dedicate one song dedicated to a specific drink. But you know what? That's what got me interested in the band in the first place. I was thrilled the first time I saw the videos for tequila, and especially vodka. I love the video for vodka so much that when I took sign language as a course in college, I chose that song as a presentation for my final. I don't want people to think that they're a one-trick pony, which I think is what most people get from them, but screw that. I want a song about alcohol on every album. I want them so dry and so burned out of desperate ideas that they have a song titled Zima.
You should go back to your strip malls and drink your Zimas and Smirnoff Ices. Yeah. Then you can punch each other's feelings. Yeah.
So what do I think about this album? It was okay. I'll admit, the more I listen to it, the more I think it's not terrible. It's just not something I can find myself willingly listening to repeatedly. And let's face it, a lot of times one listen is all people will give to an album like this. And as a fan for a long time, I mean it when I say it's not terrible, it's just a disappointment. It's not interesting, it's not something new, it's depressing as all hell in some instances, and it doesn't have the classic feel I've grown to love from these guys. And you know what? It's not gonna gain any new fans, especially on the singles alone like the previous albums did. But I still suggest everyone listen to their back catalog. This one I just think is only for the hardcore fans. Well, this isn't how I wanted to end the night. Luckily, the bar closes in only 4 hours, so you know what? I've hired myself a driver for the night, so until next time, subscribe to my channel, check out all my other videos, and remember, life is too short to listen to bad music. My car! His Excellency's car!
His Excellency's car!
His Excellency's car!
I'm in a rush to get us plastered as quickly as possible, but first I need you to stop at a 7-Eleven so I can hit up an ATM and an OTB, possibly a CVS so I can pick up some HGH and some B12. Now step on it! You know what? The walk will do me good.
Went to a party, and it's all night.
I don't know what happened, man. I just walked in the room and the wheel of metal was gone. How does that happen?
Well, you were pretty wasted. You know how you lose things when you drink.
Look, this isn't like a cell phone or a baby. I'm pretty sure I'd remember if I left this somewhere. I think somebody took it. I think I have a pretty good idea as to who it is.
So, what are you going to do for the next video, then?
I don't know, man. I use the damn thing for a reason. I can't make decisions like this. I can leave it up to the fans, but I like the full reviews to be something special, something I have a personal connection with.
You know what? Why not just do a Google search? See what's come out recently, and you could do a review for it. Maybe not try to take so long with this one, so it seems kind of relevant.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Tell you what, I'll do a search. I'll let you know what I find.
Pat, you're looking at pictures of Scarlett Johansson, aren't you?
What? No, of course not, man. I am all business right now. There's 2 S's in Johansson, right?
Dude!
Alright, fine. Open a new tab. Come to that later.